heard a big boom. I didn't know it hit the house. Had no idea. Turned out that the chimney cracked and all the chimney bricks fell down on the roof and tore up the roof.
Yeah.
So at that point, I knew we needed a new roof.
Welcome back to ROI Construction's podcast. This is episode 2. Real people, real houses that we worked on, and real conversation with my friend Robert Denton, who I did not know prior to getting introduced to you, but after working together, I like to say that we're friends. Would you agree with that?
I agree with that. Good afternoon, Dom, and thanks for setting this up and doing this. I'm more than happy to participate in this fun event.
Awesome. I really appreciate your time, and
Sure.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Absolutely.
And what a beautiful backdrop we have here.
Thank you.
That's your beautiful estate. So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about, can I call you Bob on
Sure.
the show?
Sure.
About Bob Denton and who you are. I'm sure they'd all love to hear about your incredible career in the
Okay.
Navy as well. And
Okay.
and thank you again for your service.
Sure. Okay, I'm a native New Yorker, born in Brooklyn, New York, and spent the first 10 years of my life there. My parents got disenchanted with the city after I was 10, and they decided they were going to move to Bergen County, New Jersey. It was an up and growing area at the time. A lot of New York bedroom folks moved into Bergen County, and we bought a little Cape Cod house. Started going to school there and finished off my childhood there. At the age of about 18, I decided I don't think we can afford going to college. You know, I came from humble roots, and I decided, what's the next best option? And I thought to myself, I think let's join the military. So me, myself, and we joined the military, and I think that was the longest period of time I saw my mom cry.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
She didn't want you to join?
Yeah, you know, at
Or
the
she
time,
just-
the time I went in, it was 1977.
Okay.
Military, especially sailors, were not liked at the time. We had it just wasn't a good time for the military.
Yeah.
My first station was Norfolk, Virginia. I was on a USS Eisenhower aircraft carrier, and even the city of Norfolk didn't like us. So we were at a
No way.
disadvantage. Short hair, military, in a city that didn't really care for you. So did that first tour, and then I became disenchanted with the military, got out, worked for my dad for a couple of years, and then ended up getting an opportunity to go back in, doing electronic technician work for the Navy. Went back in, did a couple of electronic schools, and then got stationed at Alameda, California. Loved the place, did a couple of tours there, then wanted a little bit more. So started going to school at night, got my college degree, applied for the flight program, got accepted to the flight program, went to flight school, that whole AOCS thing, completed that, and then ended up flying C-130 aircraft for my first platform, and then shifted to the E-6A aircraft for the second platform. After those two, I decided I wanted to do something different. So I had an opportunity to teach at the Naval Academy. Ended up teaching at the Naval Academy. I taught naval science and the aviation capstone program. That was a great job. The only problem I had was when I came into the Naval Academy to teach, I was going to teach ethics, leadership, and law.
Yeah.
But the navigation folks decided, no, we had a slot that needed to be filled, and they brought me up to the navigation department and said, you're going to be teaching shipboard navigation. And I kind of pointed and said, I've got Navy wings, you know, does that mean anything? He said, that doesn't mean a thing.
Yeah.
You're going to be teaching. So what I had to do is I had to learn how to be a surface warfare officer. I had to be a ship driver. So I was staying maybe 5 or 6 classes ahead of the midshipmen. And when I walked into the class, the midshipman looked at me with crossed eyes and said, sir, are you in the right classroom?
It was that obvious?
It was that obvious. So
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I'm in the right classroom. We're going to have a great time. So ended up teaching 3 years there And the unfortunate part was every single year they changed the book on me. So I
No
could
way.
never use my information twice and had to redo everything. So it was a good tour, but it was kind of arduous for me. Most of the ship drivers, piece of cake for them because they had been doing it all their career.
Yeah.
But it was a little different for me. So did that. After that, ended up going to the Arabian Gulf. Spent 8 years in the Arabian Gulf, 3 separate tours, and it was challenging. It was during the war, and I tried to leave, and they kept saying, "No, we want you." So needs of the Navy, and I ended up doing 3 tours. After that, I did get out. I ended up becoming the foreign military sales officer for Bahrain, and then after that tour, I ended up becoming the naval attaché to Panama.
Yeah.
So had a pretty good run in the Navy, and did a lot of operational work, and wouldn't change it for a bit. Ended up finding my bride overseas as well. Took her back, and been married now for 40 plus years, and 3 children and 5 grandchildren. So things are looking good on that front.
Incredible career, and I'm sure I can speak for all of us. We couldn't appreciate your service to this country more.
Love it. Thank you.
Also, speaking of your tours, it brings me back to the first day I met you when I came out on site, and you showed me all of your artwork from different countries and travels, and it coolest thing in your basement. It was literally like an art museum.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I appreciate the time you took to show me everything, and I still think about this to this day.
Different people collect different things. I've been to different homes where, everything from Hummels to plates to Beanie Babies. People collect different things. I ended up being one of those guys that collected artwork, fine artwork, not just regular artwork. So I still have it, and now comes a period in my life where you got to make a decision. What are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
So I'm in that transitional period now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. So what brought you here in Maryland and to purchase this beautiful home?
When I was teaching in Annapolis, I bought a house close to the Bay Bridge.
Yeah.
Nice house, 4-bedroom, 4-bath home, and I would commute to DC every day. Well, it got to the point where the traffic was getting so bad that it took me a long time to get home.
Yeah.
So I ended up talking to my wife, and I said, I really don't want to do this anymore. And she loved the house, so she was kind of not totally on board with it. I ended up finding this house while I was teaching at the Naval Academy, and I loved it. It wasn't for sale. So I moved into St. Margaret's Landing because I asked my wife after all the Navy time where she wanted to go.
Yeah.
And she said I wanted to go to Annapolis. So we ended up buying a home in Annapolis. And as time went by, I started searching for homes. And I knew this exit on the highway, there was no traffic at this point. So I was ahead of the traffic, and it would be closer to DC. And I knew that it had nice acreage. But when I passed this house, I always liked it. And finally it came up for sale. I said, you know what? I went and knocked on the door, and I talked to the guy. The guy was 91 years old. He was a custom builder. He built it himself. Douglas Edward Middleton was his name. And he invited me in. I said, I do have a real estate agent. Don't worry about it. I'll bring her here. I just wanted to introduce myself because I'm very interested in the house.
Yeah.
He ended up having multiple offers on the house, and for some reason he selected me to purchase the house. The house needed a lot of work. I said he was 91. He didn't do a lot of work to the house.
Yeah.
So it was going to be a total reconstruction. It took me 12 months to do all the work to this house. I would get up at 4:30 in the morning, get over here, open the doors for the contractors, go to work, come back, close up the doors, and work here till about 9 o'clock at night every day.
Yeah.
After a while, funding got a little bit tight, running 2 households and contract costs. So all the high-end stuff I wanted to do in the house, I couldn't do. I ended up doing standard stuff, but
Yeah.
it got to the point where it did get completed, and we moved in March of 2017. So we've been here a good 8+ years,
Yeah.
and there's always something to be done. The house is almost 40 years old,
Yeah.
and there's always something to be done to the house. And that's how the house became ours.
Totally. I always, when I meet homeowners and they're talking about their house, it only ends if you sell it or you die.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, houses are a living, breathing thing that constantly need attention. So would it be fair to say you've had your fair share experience with many different contractors?
You know, contractors are funny. And I talked to your crew about this earlier. Contractors are good if they focus on you.
Yeah.
The problem with a lot of contractors are they're doing multiple jobs multiple times,
Yeah.
and don't have multiple crews.
Yeah.
So you'll get a contractor that'll come in for 2 hours, 3 hours, and do something and leave. And here you are stuck with a day's work and only getting 3 hours out of value.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. That was some of the problems I had. When I went with ROI, it was interesting because I have a large roof, and lightning was not my friend at the time. We had a lightning strike. We needed a new roof, and I met you through a friend of mine whose wife worked with your mom. So,
Susan.
right. So he said, hey, you got to hire this guy because he's great.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what, I'll take your word for it. I ended up hiring you, but here's the kicker of the whole story. If you can do a roof this size in 2 days from soup to nuts,
Yeah.
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. We didn't leave you in the middle of the job and
No,
go work
no,
elsewhere.
and I didn't have a flat tire after the job either.
I love that.
That's
I love that.
that's a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, because think about how many nails and tacks are going through.
Totally. I have to attribute that to my father. One of my first jobs when working with him is I was a magnet sweep, and I'd say, hey, I'm done. I got all the nails. He said, okay, every nail I find, I'll take it $5 off your pay. Is it fair to say you want me to start looking to see if they're nails? I'd say, no. I'll be right back. I did another sweep, and I was like, okay, we're good. And then sure enough, he'd do a sweep after me, and I'd end up owing him money after a full day's worth of work. And he really ingrained that in me, and which has really reflected in ROI Construction. So I'm super happy to hear that.
That is a true story. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, not to say that any contractor doesn't make a mistake here and there.
Absolutely.
Nails are kind of like haystack, but we put a lot of emphasis on that. We actually do a final inspection process even after the crew does their sweep. We'll send somebody by to do an extra kind of quality assurance magnet sweep. So I'm glad you noticed that.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there was another reason why we ended up going with you is after you did this roof, I purchased another home,
Yeah.
and that home needed a lot of work.
Yeah.
I bought in a 55+ community in Annapolis.
Yeah.
And the folks that own that house, gentleman passed away.
Yeah.
So I called up, I think Cody at the time, and brought Cody over, and I said, look, I need a new roof, I need gutters, I need skylights, and I wanted light tubes,
Yeah.
and some fascia. No problem.
Yeah.
So what they did was they came over, quality work, did all the work to the specific quality that I wanted, and completed it nicely. To this day, no leakage in the skylight, no leakage in the light tubes. Roof is perfect, so super happy with the job.
And I'm sure you guys can tell just by looking at Bob's house, but my man Bob is meticulous with details. You should see his floors.
Yeah.
How many times did you sand those floors in there?
I did it twice.
Yeah, I mean, you could eat off of his floors. That's a huge compliment coming from you, Bob. I know how attention to detail you are, and that's what's really fun when I got to work with you, is you notice every detail. When you were taking me through your home, you have so much pride in your home, and it can tell just by looking at it. And I love to being able to be a part of your story of your masterpiece, your Taj Mahal.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm a stickler for quality, and maybe that's just the hardcore military instinct. I don't know. Maybe it was just because I had a little bit of a tough upbringing that I kind of kept my place clean. I don't know, but it's ingrained in me, good, bad, or indifferent. It's in me, and I stick to it.
So even before the military, you were
before the military,
made the bed super tight.
Yeah. The whole McRaven thing. You wake up and you make your bed. Yeah. That was me, and maybe I was just a weird kid. I don't know, but I liked neatness.
Where do you think that came from?
I think that was just intrinsic motivation for me to keep myself going straight.
Yeah.
I lived in 3 sisters and mom and dad, and I can't say everybody was tidy.
Yeah.
So if I could at least make my own living space tidy, it was a win for me.
Yeah. Focus on what you can control.
Yeah, and I would go up and clean the kitchen and do my thing just to help my mom when she came home, and boy, she'd be happy to see it all cleaned up. But I was a cleanliness guy.
Yeah.
Still am.
You feel that has really kind of carried you through life, and part of the reason why you're so successful?
I think it's part of life. If you have that, maybe you can work that in with a quality aspect as well. Because if you're so sticky about it, every job you do or the job you have done, you're going to take that with you and make sure you have that 100% satisfaction. So that's where you come in. And since you satisfied me with the work, I wanted to make you work again. And that's how it works for me, because if I wasn't satisfied, really appreciate your work, see you later.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely would have got the call on the second house there. So
absolutely.
And here we are, a few years later. Lightning strike again.
Again, and we're going to do more work.
Yeah. How did that impact you the first time lightning struck your house? Did it cause like a massive leak to come in?
What happened was, it was a nor'easter coming in.
Okay.
And it a lot of lightning. I heard a big boom. I didn't know it hit the house. I had no idea. Turned out that the chimney cracked, and all the chimney bricks fell down on the roof and tore up the roof.
Yeah.
So at that point, I knew we needed a new roof.
Yeah.
And it was just a matter of time. First time it ever happened, very scared, knew that it was going to be a costly event.
Yeah.
Fortunate, I had some insurance that took care of some of it. So, but I needed somebody that could do it quickly, and I needed quality.
Yeah.
So
no, it's got to be one of the most traumatizing things in a house. Maybe water heater busts, but water flowing into your house from different directions has got to be pretty stressful.
And it happened again, Dom. It happened again where I was not at home.
Yeah.
I'm pulling into my garage, and I see roof tiles in my driveway.
Yeah.
I said, where in the world these come from?
Yeah.
I walk around the house, do an inspection. It's pouring down rain. I've got a 4x4, 4x6 hole in the roof.
Oh, man.
And water is coming in. So I immediately grab a tarp and go up into the roof and try to stop the bleeding as much as I could. Then the first thing I did is I called you guys.
Yeah.
I said, look, I need an emergency tarp put on.
Yeah.
And your guys came over and did it. So, once again, you knew what the problem was, you knew how to solve it, and you did it expeditiously. Nothing more I could ask.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad the team was able to come to the rescue like that. For you. So, what before you called ROI Construction, had you ever worked with any other roofers or
Never.
Any other contractors?
Never.
None of your other properties or anything like that?
Never.
Okay, cool. So essentially you got the referral from someone you trust.
And that was
Susan,
all I needed.
Susan and Bill.
That's all I needed.
And then you gave us a call?
Yep.
Yeah.
So when you talk about referrals, that means a lot.
Yeah.
And that's why we're doing this podcast. For people that don't know you, you may be a little intimidating to them. You got that 3-fist beard going on, but underneath you got that teddy bear. So hopefully this helps somebody get on board and understand that, yeah, it's going to be a quality job. It's going to be done right the first time, and it's going to be the product that you want.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I think it, even for myself, with different trades and things like that, I think the challenge is, what if you don't know anyone? You're new to the area, so you don't know anybody that can refer someone, or maybe you don't trust your friends that well. That, like, you know, who do you go with? And then you're just stuck looking on the internet, and then everything going on the internet, there's so much noise, so it's really hard to really kind of silence it all out and really figure out what is a credible source.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's a lot of good roofing companies out there. It's a very competitive business. I can't tell you how many mailers I get all the time for different roofing companies. TV, you know, you can get a cheap roof if you call us and, you know, act within 24 hours, you know, that kind of thing.
For sure.
But that's not what I was looking for. I wasn't looking for the mass mailing. I was looking for something personal, something that would I would be able to deal with the owner. And I didn't want the big business on this one. It just wasn't me for this.
Well, I'm glad we were able to make that happen. And I'm glad I was able to build this relationship with you.
It's great. Great.
I mean, even after the job was done.
Well, there you go. You see, you didn't leave me stranded. You stayed with us.
Well, not only that, you came to a family party.
That's right.
In Riva, not too far from here.
That's right. What a lovely home you have. Yeah.
It's kind of one of the most rewarding things for me is I just genuinely love people and relationships, and it's really cool that I get to meet so many different people and build lifelong friendships and bonds. So it's
well, you know, I look at
remarkable.
friendship as a little bit of work. It takes a little bit to keep friends. Okay, whether you phone call, whether you text, whether you email, whatever you do, you have to do a little bit of work at it. But it's satisfying, you know, keeping that. You could see friends years from now, and you still can pick up where you left off. And I think it's the same thing with us.
For sure. Yeah. No, without a doubt. I mean, you and I haven't talked because I just got done having 2 children. And,
you got.
I mean, how many kids do you have, Bob?
I've got 3 children and 5 grandchildren.
So I have a 2.5-year-old and a 6-month-old. So the last 2.5 years since we haven't talked, I've just been
you've been busy,
not sleeping, and you know, dealing with all that fun stuff. But I mean, what a joy it is to be a father. So what can you walk us through the day-to-day experience when we did that first job with you, or even the second job? You know,
I was waiting on it. So you know, we set up the appointment. Guys said I can't say if it was 7:30, 8 o'clock, whatever time it was, but they were on the money. They had trucks in the driveway at the exact time, and got the knock on the door. Said, "Sir, we're ready to do your roof." I said, "Okay, let's go." So I'm thinking, just like the neighbors over here, they had their roof done. It took them about 4 days, little tiny house. So I'm thinking it'll take about 4 days. Guys got busy, got their lines and got their safety mechanisms on, and they just started going to work. I think you had a crew of 6, 7, and you had one other body on the bottom picking up parts and pieces and putting them in the truck. It was an absolute amazing process. It was like building a Model T Ford. You know, the process. You had the machine going, and it was unique. And if you have the video, I think people can see the video how it was done, which would be amazing as well. But totally in and out in 48 hours, 2 days. Ripped off the whole roof in 1 day, put the roof on in 1 day. And if you look at it, it's a pretty good size.
Oh, for sure. No, massive roof. And I mean, is that what you look for? Like, would you rather the project linger and take weeks?
Well, think about it. If you're going to get a roof done, a lot of noise. You're ripping off the roof. You're putting on new roof with nails and a lot of noise. 2 days is about as fast as you can do it. Now, would I want noise for a couple more days? No, I don't even want the hassle for a couple more days. So, you know, putting it in that little box and saying, "Hey, we're going to get it done in 2 days," I'm thinking to myself, okay. But at the end of the day, it was done.
For sure. Well, not only that, like, worrying about if a storm's going to roll in and half your roof
Oh,
is
that's
exposed.
right. Sure.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. When in the process did you have that moment you could sit back and like have a relief, like,
The ah moment.
yeah,
Yeah. It's one of those things where you see the completion, but you haven't had your first rainstorm yet.
yeah,
So we're going to do a leak test on it.
for sure.
Leak test, nothing happened.
Yeah.
It was as a matter of fact, they told me, hey, you're going to have a little bit of residual coming off the tiles because of the asphalt,
Yeah.
and it's going to go into the drain. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then as time goes by, the heat will make that roof settle down a little bit with the glue on the tiles. And well, I'll tell you, it was perfect.
Oh,
So
for
the
sure.
aha moment was, I think, after the first rainstorm.
Yeah, and you've had many storms since then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what have you got any compliments from the neighbors, or what kind of pride and joy has really come out of this project with your new roof?
I think the biggest compliment I could get was the neighbors decided they wanted to put new roofs on
Yeah.
because they saw the quality of the roof.
Yeah.
Now I didn't know at the time that they were putting roofs on because they didn't talk to me about it, or
Yeah.
else I would have recommended you.
Yeah.
But 3 of the neighbors ended up putting roofs on after this was done. So I can't say if they did it because of the roof or how it looked, but right afterwards they did it.
Totally. So it was a little keeping up with the Dentons.
Yeah,
you
I
could
think
say,
it was,
right?
hey, maybe we should think about putting on a new roof.
There you go.
So-
yeah, I mean the curb appeal of a new roof or siding, it's really remarkable how it'll transform a home
Absolutely.
and make it look brand new.
Yeah, and thanks for working with me on the color too, because I didn't know what color to put on it, and I worked with you and you guys, and we ended up getting the perfect color.
For sure. Do you remember what the other old color used to be?
It was more of a darker gray,
Yeah.
but this has some speckles of red, and it has more of a colonial look to it. I think it's called colonial slate or colonial roofing.
So
So
it looks incredible.
yeah,
So you're happy with the transformation?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's incredible. What so we talked about the community outreach. Neighbors did all their roofs. So what advice would you give any other homeowner if they're considering to get work done, or if they're thinking about getting their roof done? Like what advice would you give all the viewers out there?
Okay, so it's going to be a big expense.
Okay.
If you're not getting an insurance help, you're going to pick up the tab yourself.
Yeah.
It's going to be costly. It's a big project. You're going to go and you're going to probably get multiple estimates.
Yeah.
Okay. You may not be the cheapest. You may not be.
Yeah.
Maybe different reasons. Maybe because you're paying your people better. Maybe because you're giving a better product. Maybe because you're doing a larger crew size. Different factors affect the job.
Yeah.
Don't let the extra money, if that's the case, affect the job. The job will get done quickly, efficiently, on cost, and either on time or under time. It's going to be one of those things where you're going to have multiple. Hey, I got a guy here that can do it really quick, but he's one guy.
Yeah.
It's going to take him a long time.
Yeah.
I've got another guy that has a team. Well, maybe they're just workers, you know, not part of the ROI family. But then you get your guys and they're, singing and having fun and working together, and you just see this bonding like they've done it before a lot.
Yeah.
So you've got experience, and you've got to take these factors into the workload, into the price, because you may get guys that'll do a roof, but maybe how experienced are they?
Yeah.
Anybody can do it, right? Hey, I'll rip off tiles, I'll do this, I'll hand up the roofing, and you can put it on. But it's the expertise that I think that you bring to the table that people need to look at.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate that, Bob. And if you could describe ROI Construction with one word, what would that word be?
Yeah, I was thinking about that, and I wrote it down, and I wanted to make sure I say it correctly,
Okay.
because I did take a moment, and I said exceptional commitment to quality work. And that's, once again, near and dear to my heart. So quality is the biggest aspect I think ROI brings. And the post work, after the job is done, you're not stranded.
Yeah,
And I think that says a lot as well.
for sure. I take a lot of pride in that. I'll even have customers that my dad did their roof 30, 40 years ago. And that's what's kind of great about us is there's always someone to call and we're going to be there. Because when lightning strikes the second time, you're going to want to make sure your roofer is there. Because any other roofer is just going to blame the roofer, right? Like it's most important who's going to be there when you need them the most.
Yeah, and it's nice that you say that you have repeat business.
Yeah.
Not the roofing business, but if we take the restaurant business, if you don't have that repeat business,
Yeah.
you might not make it.
Yeah.
You get the repeat business, you get happy customers that say, hey, give this guy a try. And as you get referrals, makes your business grow. So I know you're branching off in different avenues, and I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
I think the only recommendation that I would have as you get bigger, make sure you keep that same quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, that same commitment.
For sure. It's commitment my dad had, it's commitment I have, and I'm already talking to my 2-year-old about it.
Okay.
You should have seen her the other day. She crawled right up on the roof. We had a ladder set up, and she ran up there. Not a
Oh,
fear
jeez.
in the world.
Yeah.
And this brings me to my favorite part of the whole show. Has nothing to do with roofing or ROI construction. If you and I were gone tomorrow,
Ooh.
and you had to leave the world with one piece of advice or one piece of wisdom, what would that be?
Not construction.
Nothing to do with
Okay.
construction, just life, life advice for
I-
our viewers. How to
If-
be successful, whatever, or how to
yeah.
have a loving,
You know,
however you want to go with it.
You know, the world revolves around happiness, love, and money. Okay?
Okay.
Does money make you happy? It could. I would say, as a younger person, I wish I would have been a little more aggressive in investing. That may come to that cleanliness part of my mind where safety and security is keeping everything clean. I don't know. But I didn't branch off too much into the risky investments, and I wish I did that.
Yeah.
Getting to your business, I see you have a lot of risk and you have risk tolerance, and I respect that in you. I think that's a great quality. I didn't have that quality.
Yeah.
And I would recommend people get into investing early on in their lives
Yeah.
and not look at the stock market every day. Just leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's wonderful advice, and thank you so much, Bob, for doing this with me.
Oh, I appreciate you coming out, and I want people to know that this is, I've done this because I wanted to do this. I want people to know about ROI. I want people to take you seriously, and I want people to understand that if you go with ROI, you're going to get that quality that I expect.
I really appreciate that.
Sure thing.
And that is episode 2 for the ROI Construction Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a comment, a like, share it with your friends, and also let us know what you want us to talk about or what you'd like to see. And we'd be more than happy, just like we are at ROI Construction, to do any requests from our clients, our friends, or our family. Thank you, Dominic DePietro from ROI Construction.
Thank you, Dominic.
Thank you, Bob. Really appreciate it. And where are we getting lunch?
Hey, man,